Hello, everybody. Hello. Hey, Kiran. Hey, Satya. Hello, Deepti. Harshal, Harshvardhan, Dev Krishna, Rajesh, Sandeep. Okay. Hello. Hello. Hi, guys. I hope I'm audible. I hope I'm visible. I hope everybody's able to type stuff in the chats. Yes. Give me a thumbs up, guys. Just quickly give me a thumbs up so that I know that everything is working fine. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Voice is not clear. Guys, I hope my voice is clear. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to get started very, very soon. So before we do that, I'll just quickly introduce myself. We are 1 minute into the session, and a lot of people are starting to join. So thank you so much for joining on a Saturday. First of all, thank you so much for taking out your time on your weekend and doing this. We'll be getting started in the next few minutes. As you can see that people are still joining in. But before we do that, I'll just quickly introduce myself. My name is Apurva, and I work here in the events team, and I'll be making sure that the session goes on well. And this free class is a part of an initiative where we do free classes for people who are interested in data science and AI and machine learning. So we have a huge you can check out our website, you can see our curriculum, etc. We have also pinned all of that on the notice board. I think there are a few people who may have done these sessions before, but events before. But if you're joining in for the very first time, can you just quickly give me a thumbs up if you're doing a scalar session for the first time? Okay, I think there are a lot of people, majority of people are joining a scalar session for the very first time. So I will just quickly, I hope my screen was visible and you were all able to go through the meeting platform guidelines. Just check if you are all able to follow this. Use a desktop, use a Chrome browser, disable ad blockers, use a good network, and if you're facing audio issues, use a earphone for a better experience. This is how the screen is going to look to you. This is Dona. This is our own platform. We have built it at Scalar, and this works the best with Chrome. So please make sure that you're joining in using Chrome. Moving ahead is our notice board. You can see that there are few links on your link as well. You can just check out the notice board and see if there are things that are pinned for everybody. Can you all just quickly give me a thumbs up if you're all able to check the links and see everything from the notice board? Yes. Perfect. Okay. Moving ahead. is our questions tab. If you have any questions, please ask it in the questions tab. At the end, if there is time, we'll be picking up questions from there. And the chats is supposed for you guys to interact with each other, talk to each other, talk to the instructor, and talk to me. But please keep it civil, please keep it respectful, and please keep it relevant to today's topic. If you're found writing anything else or sharing irrelevant links, we'll have to mute you. So please make sure that you're not doing that. Next is yes and no. This is the toggle button. This is how you can adjust how you're seeing things on the screen. And the final thing is the polls. So we'll be launching polls, and we'll be making sure that you guys are all participating. Sharon is saying, can we come to the point? We will definitely come to the point, Sharon, but you'll have to be a little patient because people are still joining in, numbers are still steadily increasing, and we want to make sure that everybody joins in before we start all the main stuff. Is that okay for you? Okay. Before we like, just two things that you need to keep in mind, guys, is the notes are available for this session. The notes will be available. You can all find it on the WhatsApp community after the session is done, and we'll not be sharing the recordings. The session duration is from 5 to 7:30. We'll be closing before 7:30 if time permits, but yeah, we'll keep your weekend very very free. But again, that will all be decided by Bipin. If you guys have not know who Bipin, if you do not know who Bipin is, he is going to be today's instructor. You can check out his profile. It's there on the notice board. You can see the class, can click on the class content, and you can see the instructor card. You can check out his LinkedIn. You can see his work history, his average class ratings, and I'm very happy to hand it over to him. And I'm so very excited to host another session with Vipin. So Vipin, if you're here, if you're able to hear me, over to you. We can get started right now.
Hi everyone. Hi Apurva. Sorry,
Hi.
Nikhil. You don't get to learn from Apurva today. You guys don't get a cute teacher. Really sorry. I'll be the instructor for today. Apurva would be helping in managing the session. Thank you so much for starting everything off. So let me just tick a few boxes before we begin for everybody. All right. Uh, One, the official teaching in this session would start around 5:15. So we'll take another 5-7 minutes to get to know each other. I'll break down what needs to be done. How should you attend the session? What will I be doing in today's session? So in the first 15 minutes, you'll find out exactly what will be done in the next 2 hours. So that way, if you think that it does not align with what you want to learn, it does not align with your expectations, you can very well save your time there. I want to be very upfront and very transparent with what I'm going to do. You all are going to receive a certificate, but that is dependent on whether you attend the complete session or not. So if you only come in the beginning 30 minutes of the session, you might not get the certificate. It's based off of attendance. If you attend like majority of the session, I think the threshold is 80 to 90%, you will get a certificate. All right. And details on that will be shared to you towards the end of the session. So don't worry, all of you will get all sorts of details. Now, just a few very small guidelines post which will begin with a surprise and then we'll begin the teaching. The small guidelines are I'll be teaching in sort of you could say bursts, right? I'll do like a 10-minute teaching burst and then I'll spare like 1 or 2 minutes for doubts. Does that strategy align with everybody? That way, I can teach also without breaking momentum and I can pick up your doubts also. And everybody sort of feels heard, right? Then, that being said, I will every step of the way keep on sharing all the resources, all the links, everything and anything that you will need. If at all I miss something that needs to be shared, by the end of the session, you'll have anything and everything that you'll need. Okay. Now, one more very, very small bit. If at any point in time you feel like there's an audio issue or there's a video issue or there's a screen share issue, common, right? Please look at the chat first. If you feel that a lot of people are reporting it, I will automatically take care of it. But if you see that nobody else is reporting that issue, then that's a very clear indication that it could also be your internet connection. So do like a few debugging things first, clear the cache, rejoin, use Chrome as a browser, check your internet connection, change it, and please, if you can, attend this session on a laptop because I'll be doing some coding with you and you will not be able to see it very clearly if you are on your phone, right? And you will not be able to get the recording of the session. You will have to watch it live. If you are a scalar learner, though, you will get a link to this recording. So, with that being said, let me begin with a small surprise that I have for you guys. I know you all are already motivated to join this session, but today we have an industry expert to add to that motivation. Would you all be okay if we have like a quick 4 5 minute session with somebody who has done this phase of learning and taken up a career in the world of data science? Is everybody cool with that? We'll start with that and then we'll begin with the real learning, all right? And don't worry, I won't waste a lot of time there. So, if my surprise is here, can we please have you unmute yourself and turn on the video? Hey, Keshav, how are
Hey,
you?
Vipin. Doing good, man. Yeah.
All right, can everybody hear and see Keshav? Quick check. Can I get a quick thumbs up? Perfect. All right, so Keshav, I would like for you to just quickly introduce yourself, who you are, what do you do, and then we'll take it from there.
Sure, sure. I'm Keshav Garg. I have 5 years of experience. I started my journey with front end and switched into data. Currently working with Target for more than 2.5 years. And
Nice.
yeah,
Oh, nice. So, working in the data domain at Target, what does that look like, Keshav? And given that we're doing a Python workshop today, do you ever end up using it?
yeah, definitely. Python is, I think, 70% of my workload.
Oh,
My role looks like building data set, building dashboards,
okay.
creating machine learning pipelines,
Got it.
creating ad hoc analysis, and
Got it.
that requires a lot of Python and pandas.
Got it. Now, one quick question that I have, Keshav, because that question might align with a lot of people in the session, is that you went from, let's just say, an industry A. That industry A could be anything. It could be back-end engineering, front-end engineering, marketing, sales, anything of that sorts. And then you sort of moved into the world of data science. What was that journey like? What did you do to make that transition? What kind of resources did you use to learn? Could you please just shed a little bit of light on that?
Yeah, so I started with front end, as I mentioned.
Yeah.
Post that I wanted to switch into data because front end was not giving me that kick. So I
Yeah.
researched a lot about it and I joined Scalar.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, my journey with data science started. And around 9 months later, I got placed into Target
Oh,
via this course. Yeah.
so particular to Scalar, was there anything in specific that sort of helped you? And you can keep it as concise as possible. What was the one or two things about this course that sort of helped you through your journey? If you were to pick the best ones.
Yeah, the main point would be the practicality of it. Like,
Okay.
it's one thing to learn, it's a very different thing to implement that. So I
Got it.
would say practical implementing projects,
Mhm.
getting mentorship, and
Mhm.
getting my doubts resolved at any given point of time. I think that were
Nice.
the best things.
So I think the fact that the course is practical and then also the fact that it's structured. Because in my opinion, what I've seen learners do is that there's all sorts of resources available online, and I would say like 99% of them are fantastic because a lot of effort has been put into creating those resources, whether there's free courses on YouTube or very good courses on Udemy or courses on Coursera or like 100 other platforms that I could name. Given that a lot of these courses are self-paced, learners end up facing a lot of difficulty, or me myself when I do them, I end up facing a lot of difficulty in making sure that I'm disciplined enough and structured enough in taking them up. Right.
Right.
That is where I sort of if either somebody's studying with me or I'm studying in a group or somebody's continuously aware that I am at a certain position and I need to go to like X position, X plus Y or whatever. That sort of helps because then there's continuous accountability in something that needs to be done. So thank you so much for sharing all of that, Keshav, and thank you so much for sparing time on a Saturday evening to come and talk to us. That being said, would you like to leave with any parting thoughts? Any thoughts for everybody who's here in the session? Sort of pump them up for it.
Yeah, I would say practice problem solving
Mm-hmm.
as much as you can, and having a structured, curriculum or path to follow
Mm-hmm.
is, very important right now because there is a lot to learn. What to learn, what not to learn is very important.
Yeah,
So if you
yeah.
have a structured buddy with you, even if you are joining a free resource or if you are taking up a course, it's
Mm-hmm.
very necessary for you to understand where you want to go.
Perfect.
Just shooting the arrows in the sky won't work. You have to have a plan if you want to
Yeah.
achieve something good.
Yeah. Again, thank you so much, Keshav. I'm pretty sure that this is gonna help everybody out. And thank you so much for joining, man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Bipin.
Thanks. All right. Now, again, I think some people here have raised a question that can Keshav, I have questions about my profile, I have questions about my resume. Would can I seek help from Keshav? Actually, this is one of the first surprises that we have for you guys. So, for everybody who has joined this session, we at Scalar are offering a free one-on-one session with learners like Keshav who have taken this journey, and for you to be able to ask your career related or tech related questions to them. So I think Apurva would be launching a poll. You all can say yes to this poll if you want to take part in this free one-on-one session. Again, this is not a scalar pitch. This is a session with which you will be leading with your questions, and people like Keshav who have taken this initiative to help others out and take out time from their schedules to help you out with your doubts. They'll be there and they'll be helping you out through all sorts of doubts that you may have. It could be small gaps in your resume, it could be small gaps in your profile, it could be small gaps in your learning, it could be small gaps in your strategy, and so on and so forth. So click a yes if you want to avail that, right? And once you all have responded, and I would highly recommend each and every one of you to respond, because an absolutely free session with somebody who's done it is much, much better than absolutely doing nothing and scavenging on the internet through a gazillion resources, 90% of which nobody understands. Right. So I think that might be the beginning of adding structure to your learning, right? Okay. Can you do DSA with Python or learn CPP and do DSA with CPP? You can very well do DSA with Python, and I personally do DSA with Python. And now, moving on, if you all have any questions, then I would recommend them posting them on the questions tab. I will keep taking questions in the middle of the session, and then I will also take up question towards the end of the session. So if there are any remaining questions, I will take them up towards the end. Okay. Don't worry, Krish, I will be talking you through a roadmap today as well. All right. So don't worry, you will have all the resources you need. Now, before we continue on, I think, Bhuva, there's one more poll that we need to do, right? Okay, cool, perfect. So the last poll, 1 minute, and then we'll continue on. Okay. This one is if you want to, once again, the second free resource that we're giving out. If you want to connect with a career counselor instead, and you're like, sure, your doubts are more career related, your doubts are more in general, scalar or learning related, you can very well say yes to this poll. Again, completely free of cost. Somebody from the team will reach out to you and they will try to help you out as much as possible without scalar being the primary pitch. Right. So basically, these two resources are being given to you so that you can avail them free of cost and get your doubts clarified. Okay. Now, for anybody who has missed either of these polls will be launched again during the break. So don't worry, you will get a chance to sort of say yes to them again if you haven't already done that. Okay. And honestly speaking, Deepthi, if you're not able to do it, don't worry. Towards the break, we'll launch these polls again and you will be given like an opportunity to vote again. Okay. Now, with all of that being said, is everybody excited to find out what we are doing today finally? Yes? Shall we begin with the real learning aspect of this masterclass? I am excited. Fantastic. Chalo. So let me make the baseline of this masterclass very clear. And please hear me out for the next 2-3 minutes. Don't try to jump to conclusions in the first minute, okay? I will not be teaching you Python today. Okay. Let me complete. I will not be teaching you Python today. I will actually be teaching you that with the advent of AI, with AI becoming a tool in your arsenal, how easy it is in today's day and age to actually build projects with Python. Why is Python so popular? How easy it is to build machine learning and AI applications using Python, so that you all understand that if you can build projects that easily, it is worth the effort to invest time and learn the language so that you can then make those projects even better. So it is going to be a purely practical session. We are going to talk about a variety of things that happen in the world of AI. We are going to talk about the different kind of job roles that you have in the world of AI, something like a data scientist versus a data analyst versus a machine learning engineer, and so on and so forth. We'll do two complete projects in today's session. I'll give you a roadmap to how to get there. I'll give you a variety of resources from where you can learn each and every small bit to get there. I'll give you 10 different projects that you can build on top of the ones that I show to you and add to your resume. I'll tell you exactly how they apply in the real industry. And then we'll leave with parting thoughts. Sounds good? That's what we'll do today. Is that cool with everybody? Can I put a quick thumbs up for everybody who's cool with that? And for anybody who feels like they might not be able to cope with it or they might not want to do that, it's totally fine. Your call, your time. I would not sort of force you to stay. That being said, today's focus is not going to be coding at all. Today's focus is going to be learning the flow, understanding the sequencing, understanding the mind of a data scientist and a machine learning engineer. It's not going to be the actual code because the actual code can all be generated. Why you need to learn Python is to understand it, not to write it anymore. Are you getting my point? You can very well generate Japanese in from English using AI. But if you don't understand Japanese, you will actually not be able to understand what you have generated. Getting it? Yeah? You can generate it, you can write it, but to understand it, you need to know the language. So I'll first today show you that we can generate it and use it. But then you will later on learn to understand it. With that being said, let's begin. Let me start my screen share and we'll go through everything step by step. All right. Can everybody see my screen? Yeah. Okay. So a quick session rundown. We will get into the world of data and into the world of data science. We'll do that using practical examples, by the way. And we'll build two fantastic projects today. One, we will build a multi emotion text classifier. So, we will build a program to which you will be able to give a sentence, a piece of text, and that program will be able to tell you exactly what emotion lies behind that text, and it will be able to do that in a gamut of 10 to 12 different emotions. So think of like review analysis, think of text Twitter analysis, think of any social media analysis for that matter, think of a variety of applications that are text based in which we understand need to understand what the human emotion behind that is. Then we will do an image recognition system. What will we do there? We will upload an image and our program will be able to exactly identify the object that is inside our image and tag it. Think of Google Photos that you are able to search search using a particular face inside Google Photos. Think of building something like that well within the next 2 hours. Does that sort of sound exciting? On top of that, we'll not only be doing that, but given that as a data scientist, you'll also be building dashboards, we'll do like a very quick example of that as well. All right. With that being said, let's begin with my first chain of thought. And my first chain of thought is a thinking exercise. Is everybody cool with thinking with me? I want to keep this session as interactive as possible. So all of us will be thinking together. It's a thinking exercise that will put us into the shoes of a data scientist. And this is where the real learning begins. Okay. Now let me give you the context. Let me give you the setup. You are a data scientist slash a data analyst in a well-reputed e-commerce organization, and you are working on marketing analytics. So your job, yes, you can attend Shweta, very well can. Okay, your job is to analyze the marketing campaigns that the company is running and suggest how can they be improved. What is a marketing campaign? Running ads on social media, running ads on billboards, running ads on emails, all of that jazz, or calling and marketing for that matter, right? Now, let's suppose we are talking about email marketing in particular here. Okay. And you are a data scientist, which is supposed to analyze data. Now, let me give you some idea about the data. Okay. Now, what you did was you sent an email to 1 million people. Now, when you send an email to 1 million people, obviously not all of them will open the email. Not all of them will actually go to the website from that email, right? Let's suppose half of them opened the email. Let's say 500K open the email. out of which we will again lose people. Because tell me very honestly, every email that you look at, do you click on the link that you get in that email? Do you always do that? Yes or no? Mostly no, yeah. You don't always do that, right? So let's still say that we are thinking in very idealistic ways. Let's say I lost a lot of people, but 100,000 people still went into my website. So I lost like what 80% of the people, but 20% still went on my website, which is a very realistic number, right? Then from my website, only some people will go to the explore page of my website to basically explore the different products that I have there. Let's suppose half of the people still do it. Is the text more readable now? Text more readable now? Yeah? Okay. Let's suppose 50,000 people still went onto the explore page. From that, I will lose a majority of the people there because on website explore page loses a lot of people. You don't really read a product. You just do a little bit of window shopping and look at 20 different products, don't open any of them and just leave the website. That's what majorly happens, right? Let's suppose still I was able to retain 5,000 people on the product page, right? Let's suppose out of that, I was able to return 1,000 people who actually added the product to the cart. Now, how many times has it been that you added a product to the cart, did not purchase it, and then just left it? How many times has it happened with all of you? Can I say it happens with all of us? Yeah, just leave a product in the cart. Maybe I'll buy it later, or I'll never buy it. Just let it be, right? Now, think about it. So, let's suppose I'll still say, let's say 500 people went to the checkout. I was able to do it for 5,100 people. It's still very high, right? And let's suppose out of those 500 people, 250 people made the purchase, which is again a realistic number. Okay. If you are able to see the instructor card, Devan, then what you can do is there is an option for hide instructor. What do you call that? Something, something. At the bottom of your screen. Just click on that or hide. You'll see some hide something card on the bottom of your screen. An option to do that. Hide class content. Thanks, Apurva. And you can click on that and that class content will be hidden. Okay. So let's suppose 250 people made the purchase. Now, can I say out of the million emails I sent, I actually converted that to 250 sales? Can I say that? Yeah. Everybody? 250 sales out of a million emails. Now, my job as a data analyst or a data scientist is to be able to understand how to make this conversion better. Simple. That's the analysis that has been given to me. And these are very realistic numbers, by the way. Right? Let's start. What all would you try to look at about the email, about the customer that I sent the email to? They're focused on email marketing only. We have to optimize email marketing. I have already optimized the product. My product is optimized. What can I optimize about my email marketing? What do you think? What kind of data points would you as a data scientist want to look at? Think in the world of a data scientist. Think in the shoes of your customer. What would you change? Offers. See, Raja, offers again come on the product page, right? Sarah has a good point. Be more specific. Specificity. Okay. We can think in those lines for sure. Age group. Fantastic point. Now I'll tell you why I said age group and gender, Tausif. Thanks. Fantastic point. Let's make the problem a little bit leaner. Let's make the problem a little bit leaner. Why? Let's suppose this e-commerce giant that you are working with is Nika. And let's suppose you are working in the Nika marketing team. Can I say gender will become a major factor in email marketing? If you're sending your email to 1 million men, then your conversion is going to be extremely low if you're somebody at Nika. Versus, if you are sending this email to 1 million women, your conversion could differ a lot. So your target audience should be correct, right? Then age. If you are actually pitching some novelty or luxury items, then can I say the age group of 25 to 35 is most likely to buy it? They have started to work, they have decent money, and yet don't have a lot of responsibilities yet. So you have to sort of understand the niche that you're targeting, right? So your PG ultimately becomes extremely important. Your geographical location becomes important because if you are selling denim, if you are selling leather jackets and you are selling them in, let's just say, Goa, very few people are going to click on your email because nobody needs leather jackets in Goa. Everybody needs leather jackets in, let's just say, colder regions. So you need to think about that. You can also think about the kind of job profiles that your customer has. Try to get as much data about your customer. You can also think about the earnings that your customer have if that data is available. Very beautiful. Time of the marketing point, right? Now think about it. Your customer could be sitting in the office if you send that email on a weekday at 1 p.m., correct? If you send that email on a weekday at 1 p.m., your customer could very well be sitting in their office in a meeting. Versus if you send the email at 8 p.m. on a Friday, your customer could be scrolling on their phones and actually looking for some adrenaline, actually looking for some dopamine by buying something. So nailing that could you make a huge difference to the kind of sort of delivery that you get, right? Again, seasonality and all of that also come into picture. How did that feel though? We can write down 20 different reasons. How did that feel? Getting into the mind of a data scientist, how did that feel? Nice. Can I say felt good? Did you sort of understand that it's not just about writing code, right? It's about analyzing what to write. That is the primary important thing, right? You should know what do you need to code for. You should know exactly what you need to analyze. You should know what data do you need, right? And then you'll be getting that data and then you'll be working with that data. But if you're confused in the first place as to what data do you need, you'll never, ever, ever be able to become anybody in the world of AI or data. Got my point? Did I get my point across clearly? Yeah, with that example? Cool. Fantastic. All right. Now, let's start with the part one of this workshop,
Ba?
wherein we'll start talking a little bit in
Matra.
depth about data. Right? Don't worry, we'll get to the projects very soon. The code will show up soon.
Okay.
Okay. And guys, I have tried to make
Okay, ba.
as beautiful notes as I possibly could with all for all of you. You will be getting this entire notebook with all of these notes. Everything is properly titled,
Oh.
divided into parts, and like basically very well like presented. I would say I did the best job that I could
Hmm.
and use a little bit of AI through it, obviously. So yeah, don't
नहीं
worry,
बा
you don't have to write
हमें
everything down because I have already written everything down and I'll be sharing that with you. Now, the point is data is everywhere. Every Instagram like, every Netflix view, every online purchase, every place you go, everything you listen to, everything you see, every single thing is data for the company whose app you're using to do whatever you're doing, right? That everything and
ಐದು
everything
ವರೆ
is data. Now, let me make
ಹಾಂ
one thing very clear to you. How many people are confused between these terms? Data science, machine learning, and AI. How many people are confused? Because they're overlapping terms, right? Are they like one after the other? Is this a sequence? Are they parallel to each other? Do they overlap at all? Yeah, common question. Chalo. I'll give you one analogy today using which you will be able to explain these terms to anybody in the entire world. Ready? Yeah. I'll make it super clear. Yeah. Now, I'll quickly say data is the raw material, machine learning is the process, AI is the end result. Now, let me take that up with an example. How many people follow recipes on YouTube? Food recipes to make a dish, to make a end product. Perfect. Data is your ingredients, the ingredients that you're trying to get to actually make whatever you're making. Machine learning is the process or the recipe, is the process that you follow to actually teach your machine something. AI is what you get at the end of it. AI is the final dish. That is the most crude definition of it all. Data is the raw material, ML is the process, AI is the product. Does that make sense to everybody? Now, you will find a lot of overlapping things that deep learning, natural language, all of it is machine learning. All of it is nothing else. You will find 20,000 different diagrams painting this picture in 20,000 different ways, but it's as simple as that. Data is the raw material. Machine learning is the process. AI is the end product. Does that make sense to everybody? Makes it easy. See, Kobali, all of these other terms fall under the realm of machine learning and AI. That's it. And you don't need to be very specific as to where they are. You'll naturally start learning them one after the other. Simple as that. Deep learning is just complex machine learning. That's how I say it. You are making in one case you are making Maggie, and the other case you are making lasagna. The complexity of the recipe is so different that you put them into different categories. Simple as that. Okay? Is this initial bifurcation clear? Is the bifurcation between these three clear? I'll talk about more terms, don't worry. I'll talk about NLP today, I'll talk about computer vision today, I'll talk about data analysis, I'll talk about data science, I'll talk about all of that. Are these three clear to you? Let's do it one step at a time, okay? One step at a time. Perfect. Now, one more small thing that I am writing right here, which I will come back to later towards the end of the session when we'll talk about the roadmap, are different roles that you have. You must have heard about these titles, right? Data analyst, data scientist, ML engineer, AI engineer, and more. Data engineer, research scientist. I will talk about these terms towards the end of the session when we come back to the roadmap. The reason why I will help, the reason why I am mentioning them here is so that I don't forget talking about them. Will somebody remind me if I forget? Yeah. To come back to this cell, when I am talking about the roadmap, this cell will become a lot clearer then. Sounds good? Fantastic. Aja, everybody happy with what we've done so far? Yes? Excited to move forward? Okay. Perfect. I hope I'm not wasting your session. All right, cool. With that being said, would everybody be ready to sort of start the journey of our initial few projects? Kare, let's begin with the first project, yes? Cool, fantastic. Now, we will be using a lot of online resources to build our projects. We will actually be stitching it together. One of the most important resources that we are going to use is called transformers. I'll tell you what that is. How many people know about a company called as the Urban Company or Urban Clap in India? Urban Company or Urban Clap? Yeah. For those of you who don't know, for those of you who don't know, let me tell you what that is. Okay. Urban Company or Urban Clap is an app from which you can hire professionals. So if you need an electrician, if you need somebody to do dry cleaning at your house, if you need a carpenter, if you need somebody to clean, like just say your entire house, do a deep cleaning, if you need a hairstylist, if you need a spa, a proper trained masseuse, you can hire all sorts of industry professionals using Urban Company. It's like an industry professional aggregator, some place where if you are a professional, you can like list yourself on Urban Company and other people will be able to find you and hire you. Sounds good? Everybody understood what Urban Company is? So whatever your need is, you don't need to go to a million different places to look for those people. You can only directly go to Urban Company and like fulfill any one of your needs for a working professional. Sounds good to everybody? Yes. Is that clear? It's very important that this is clear. This example is very important. Transformers is the Urban Company in the world of machine learning models. Now, all of you people have heard about different things like GPT, Claude, Gemini, Llama, all of these companies and developers across the world building a variety of different machine learning models. Can I say that? Companies across the world and developers across the world build a variety of machine learning models. Yes, Perplexity does. Everybody does. Some of these models are open source, which means they are free to use, and some of these models, which are more advanced, are paid to use. Everybody understands that? Do we also understand that some models are good at one thing and some models are good at something else and some models are good at something else? So every model has a specific niche that they have been built for. Can I see that? Yes. Similar to working professionals, a carpenter might be great at carpentry, might not be great at electricity work. A hairstylist might not be great at makeup. A masseuse might not be great at cleaning. Can I say that? Similar to how industry professionals excel at one thing that they do, our models also excel at one thing that they do. See the similarities? Similar to how these industry professionals are listed on a website called as Urban Company, all our models are listed on a website called as Hugging Face. Now, what is Hugging Face? Hugging Face is the website that you go to for each and everything AI. If you need an AI model to do anything, you will simply go to huggingface.co, click on models. You will see a list of models created by developers across the world right here. There's hundreds of pages of models right now. Now, let's suppose you want to pick a model for a specific application. Like our application today is going to be text classification, which is listed right here. Whenever you're working with text, it is called as natural language processing, by the way, right? If you click on text classification, you will see so many different models. And now what you can do, you can go to any one of them, import them into your code and use them. Everything listed here is free, Mohammed. Hugging Face is a completely free of cost resource to use all of these models that are listed. Simple. Sounds good to everybody? How understood how Hugging Face is the urban company of the world of AI? You need a model for a specific application. You go to Hugging Face, you get the model that you need, and you go ahead and use it. Now, if there are so many different, what do you call that, models, how do you look? How do you identify which model, right, to select? Purushottam, fantastic question. How do you select a professional or urban company? You look at the ratings, you look at the reviews, you look at the likes, you look at the downloads. All that information is available for these models also, right? Now, if you look at this distill word, I believe this is the model that I'm going to use today. This has the most downloads, 6.58 million downloads, right? So that's why I thought that this would be great, right? Don't worry, I'll explain what a model means also, Amritanshu. Okay. Uh, so far, so good, everybody? Yes? So far, so good? Cool. So we can go to Hugging Face, select a model, and sometimes, and more often than not, you will actually end up using many of them. It's a hit and trial process because one model might be better tuned, might give you better results than the one that you were previously using previously. So you would also prefer to try many of them out. Now, what does a model mean? Think of a model as a computer program. Think of a model as an AI, as the final end product. Think of a model as a trained industry professional. You can give a model a certain input, and that model will give you the output that you desire. So, for example, my text classification that I'm model that I'm going to use has been trained, has gone through the machine learning process, and now is in the state that it can actually take text as input, give you the emotion as output. Sounds good? Similarly, other models are trained to do other things. GPT is also a model. So let's suppose GPT-4 is a model which is trained to work with natural language. It is a model that can take your question, research the internet, give you an answer. Sounds good? Fantastic. So now I will write a little bit of Python code. Again, like I mentioned, the code is not the primary thing here. You can copy and paste the code from the code that I am writing later. Don't worry about that. And to make that even easier, what I'll do is, uh, right. I'll right away give you the link to this Colab notebook. You will be open it and you will be able to actually view it as a user. You will not be able to make changes to it. But every single time that I write new things, you simply have to refresh this page that I've given you And on that page, you will be able to see all the code that I'm writing. So you'll be able to copy and paste. Now, just a quick heads up for anybody who is doing this with me. Where do you write the code? If you already know how to use Python, you can do that. You need to go to collab.research.google.com. When you'll go to this link, you'll be met with this interface. Create a new notebook. There's a button called New Notebook. You click on that. Once you do that, it will give you a ready-made interface wherein you will be able to write and run Python, similar to what I can see right now. You can write your Python in these cells which say start coding or generate with AI. And let's suppose I want to write print, I am loving teaching you all today. Cool. I can simply run it using two ways. You can either press shift and enter together, or you can click on this play button to run the cell. The first time that you run it, it will give you a little bit of, it will take a little bit of time because it is allocating you resources on Google servers, but then it will simply give you the output right below that. If you want to add more code, you can press code and you will get more cells where you can write. Pradya and Sarah, only if you are already familiar with Python programming language, go to collab.research.google.com, click on New Notebook, and then you will see this interface in front of you. All right? Perfect. I would recommend though that you all focus on me and you all focus on listening today and then obviously do everything that I do later. Okay? So I've prepared. No, it's not like a command prompt, it's a very well architected UI interface. Okay? So welcome to a 60-minute AI workshop because our code, Hema Collab is leaner, available on the internet, no installation required, and so easier to set up, I would say. But you can use anything of your choice. All right. Sorry, guys. Needed a quick water break. Okay. Chalo. So the first thing that I'm going to use is, see, Python is a programming language that comes pre-installed with a lot of tools. But some tools are additional. And since we are working with machine learning, I need to add certain extra tools to my Python program, right? Guys, you can use Jupyter Notebook, you can use, what do you call that? VS Code, you can use Vim, you can use Sublime, you can use Windsurf, you can use Comet, whatever you want to use. I genuinely, you can use PyCharm. It doesn't matter what you use, right? It totally doesn't matter. You just need to copy code and paste it and run it. If you know a place to run it, perfect. If you don't know how to code in Python and just want to listen to what I'm doing and understand the flow, fantastic. I'm not recommending you do it with me. Okay? Yes, you can access all sorts of libraries directly in Colab. Like I'm accessing all of these libraries. I'm installing transformers. I'm using matplotlib, which is used to plot charts in Python. I'm using collections, which is used to do statistics in Python. I'm installing pandas to work with data in Python. I'm doing NumPy to work with numbers in Python. I'm doing requests to work with like REST APIs in Python and all that. Okay. So I'm installing all sorts of libraries that I will need to use today. Again, you don't need to know about each and every one of them. You only need to understand the flow. So what have we done so far? We have basically entered a Python code. We have installed a bunch of libraries that we need. And next we'll begin with the project that we are developing by using transformers. On Colab, you can run by clicking on the play button. Guys, one thing, let me clarify once again. In the beginning of the session itself, I mentioned that today the purpose is the flow. The purpose is not the code. So if you have any questions about the IDE to use, about where to write Python to set up, then I would recommend using Google for that and focusing on the flow that is how to go about building what we're building. Sounds good to everybody? Yes? Is that clear? Let's not sort of break the flow continuously by those questions. We'll rather focus on what we are doing. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. I think it suddenly became a little hotter where I am sitting. Okay. So I mean, this is not a Python basic masterclass, which is something that I've already shared. Okay. Chalo. Now, Once again, for the next 10 minutes burst of learning, I will not be taking up questions. I will be taking up questions after that. Challenge. Let's begin with our first project, which is also the part 3 to our masterclass. What will we be building? We will be building an advanced text analysis tool. Okay. Using the traditional approach, we will not be just sort of identifying positive or negative. Yeah. We will be using a modern approach and we'll be identifying all sorts of emotions: joy, sadness, anger, fear, surprise, and neutral. Yes, Kiran, it will give the same output. Okay. And this matters because it can be used in all sorts of areas similar to customer service, e commerce, and social media. Sounds good? Yes, IDE is okay. So we are doing a proper sentiment slash emotional analysis on text today. Sounds good, everybody? Now, I mentioned that I will be using a particular model today. Let me quickly look for the one that I will lead. I think I'll go for this one. Okay. This is my model that I'm going to use. Now, if you want to use a certain model, if you actually are able to identify which model you want to use, right? Right, this one. Perfect. Then how do you actually use it? Where do you get the code to use it? Simply, you click on use this model. Okay. You click on use this model. You go to transformers, use this model transformers, and simply copy this code. It gives you the code ready made. How to import this model into your place. So basically, what step am I doing? I am booking the working professional on Urban Company to come to my home. I am actually getting the model to come from Hugging Face into my code so that I can use it. Sounds good? I am actually getting the model from Hugging Face into my code, into my machine so that I can use it locally. Very simple. So I will look for the model. I will go to this model page. I will click on use this model. I will go to transformers. I will go to copy and I will simply paste that code here. Done and dusted. Prajal, research. That is something that will come with research, right? You will know the application. You will filter models on the basis of your application, similar to how I filtered my text classification. You'll try out a bunch of models, look at their reviews and everything before you do that, and then you will pick the one that you want to use. That's how it will go. Okay? I have added some statements along with that import statement, so I'm copying and pasting that. I am loading an advanced emotion AI model. So I've done all of this just to make things a little clearer for all of you. So I've just added a little bit of work. Okay. Now, what this will do is it will actually download the entire model onto my machine. I'm live, Neha. I just needed to take that. It will download the entire model onto my machine and it's done. Now, think about it. If you're working with ChatGPT, can I say you are sending a request to ChatGPT server? They are giving you a response back. And after a certain point, after a certain limit, that request response is paid also. You need to pay them for more interaction. Yeah. You need to pay them for more interaction, correct? This is an example where the model is free of cost and it is now running on your local machine. So it is absolutely free of cost. Think of it like a local AI that you are running on your machine now, which is only working for you. Simple. Got my point? Obviously, it is a little restricted in what it can do. It is specific to the application, but it's still fantastic, I think. So, cool. Chalo. Now, let's test our industry professional. So, the industry professional that we have received is this emotion classifier. Let's try to use it. Let's say I will write down the statement result equals to emotion classifier. And hey, emotion classifier, I am giving you a piece of text. We are having a lot of fun understanding, or rather, let's say, demystifying AI together. Okay? This is the sentence that I'm giving you. Can you please tell me what the emotion behind the sentence is? Emotion classifier said, okay, I've done your job. And the result is that you are experiencing joy. And I'm 95% confident with my analysis. Can I say joy is a valid emotion here? Yes. Neha, so it's specific to like 10 or 12 different emotions. Joy and fun are sort of synonymous. So that is why it will sort of pick the one that it knows. Okay. So indifference is not something rated by now. Yeah. Okay. So it's 95% confident. The score is 95%. It's confidence score, that how confident is it that it is joy. And 95% is a very good confidence score. Yeah. Krishika, you can't get the recording, but if you want to brush up, then you will definitely have these notes to help you. Okay. Good so far, everybody? So our emotion classifier can do stuff. Yes. Emotion classifier can do stuff. No, score is an internal metric, Saravan. So think about it. Our emotion classifier tries to match these text, right, with a lot of different emotions that it knows. And the one text it feels is the closest, the one emotion it feels is the closest, it gives you the score. But it can also get confused. It can be 5% certain it is some other emotion also. It's just giving you the one emotion it feels like is the most like obvious one. It feels the most confidently about. Okay. Now, do you want to test emotion classifier more deeply? Yes. Do you want to test emotion classifier more deeply? Yeah. Let's try it with 10 different text examples through a variety of different emotions, right? And let's try those out. Okay. So I'll write a little bit of piece of code for that. I'll give all of it. Don't worry, Ishwar. Okay. A little bit of piece of code. These are my test examples. Okay. I just got promoted at work. This is the best day ever. I lost my phone and all my photos are gone. I'm heartbroken. So sadness. The service is terrible. I've been waiting for 2 hours. So anger. And then there's fear. And then there's surprise. Then there's neutral. Then there's sadness. Then there's anger again. Sounds good? So I'm covering like the entire variety or gamut of emotions here. At least the ones that I thought this model could do. And the ones that are mentioned here also. So it can do surprise also. I did not have anything for surprise. I think I've not picked that. Okay. I have, sorry. My bad. And then I'm collating the results and just presenting them beautifully. All of this code is to just present the results in a beautiful environment to all of you. Again, for anybody who thinks that I'm not able to understand what code you are writing, I will give you the exact sentences that you can give to ChatGPT and generate all of this code. So it doesn't matter what code am I writing. You any which way do not know Python. You don't not need to know Python for me, right? Today, you only need to know what do you need to do. The first step that you learn is you need the relevant libraries. The second step that you need to learn is that you need the relevant model from Hugging Face. The third step you need to learn is you need to give the model the inputs and the model will give you the outputs. Those are the three steps. Does everybody know the three steps? You can tell ChatGPT the three steps. You can simply tell ChatGPT that I want to do a text classification. This is the model that I want to use. These are the texts that I want to run the model on. It will give you the exact piece of code to write for it. All right. So use AI to your advantage. Learn what needs to be done, not how that needs to be done. Focus on that because, see, I'm also human. I can't teach you all of Python in 2 hours. Can everybody agree with me? It's not possible for me to teach you all of Python in 2 hours. It's not possible for anybody to learn it either, right? Today, I'm giving, but can I say I can at least motivate you to learn Python in 2 hours? Can I say all of you are getting some sort of irritation, some sort of kick, some sort of motivation to learn Python from the masterclass today? Yeah, this is cool. I want to be able to understand each and everything that Vipin is writing. I want to be able to tweak it, test it, fiddle with it, play with it. And that I'll only be able to do if I learn Python. That's my job today. If I'm able to motivate one of you to learn Python today and take a career in data science, I'm successful. Right? Again, what are the three steps? Right? The first step was to identify the libraries that I needed to use, the pre-work, right? I can simply ask GPT, I am going to work with a data science project, work with some bit of data, and I need to be ordering some models from Hugging Face. Can you give me the code that I need to write to import all the relevant libraries? GPT will give you that. Then you need to look for the correct model on the basis of the correct filter on Hugging Face. Once you have identified that, copy the code from there, paste it here. The second step is done as well. And the third step is to then test your model with data. Yeah, sounds good. Cool. I'll show you everything. Don't worry, Rajesh. Let's run this and let's look at the testing phase. So I just got promoted at work. This is the best day ever. Got joy, but only 63% confidence. So my model maybe got a little confused that maybe this could be surprise, maybe this could be some other emotion also, but it's only 63% confident that it's joy. So model can sometimes hallucinate. It's machine after all. It's not a human, right? So it can hallucinate, right? Perfect. Then I lost my phone, all my photos are gone. Is sadness correct? Yes. My model has done the right job. Yes, that this service is terrible. I've been waiting for 2 hours. It could be disgust also, it could be anger also, which is why it is only 46% confidence. Confident, right? Then I'm really nervous about the presentation tomorrow. Fear, 99%. I can't believe they chose me for the scholarship. Surprise, 95%. This meeting is scheduled for 3 p.m. in conference B. Can I say this sentence does not have any emotion per se? It is just a fact. Facts don't have emotions. That is why it's confident that it's neutral, 85%. I am absolutely devastated by this news. Is sadness, 96.4%. This is so frustrating. Nothing is working properly. Again, so all I can see is this model is not doing the best job at anger and disgust. Maybe I could look for more models that do that better. I won't be doing that right now, but I could do that a lot better. So Rajesh, think in these percentage, think about it. My model is ultimately working on probabilities. My model thinks that there is a 98.6% probability that this is sadness. But there could be like 0.1% probability that it is some other emotion also. So my model breaks down the entire 100% into multiple probabilities and then gives you the biggest probability, right? So this percentage is that biggest probability. Getting my point? So it's also called as the confidence score. That my model is 98.6% confident that it is sadness. But it could also have like a little bit of hinge that it could be something else. Sounds good? Okay. Perfect. Everybody good so far? Yes? Mohammed, a lot of hit and trial, a lot of research on the internet, a lot of reading the blogs as to what is the best model that I would come out and practice. A lot of going to Hugging Face, going to models, going to your specific niche that you're working in, trying out all of these different models for your application and see what works best. So it's a lot of hit and trial. Yeah. So Mahidhar, we are building a text emotion classifier in the world of data science so that we can analyze text in various applications, right? Okay. Krish, there's no best model for anything. There's best model according to exactly what you need to do. Okay. So if your task is only to identify positive and negative, then this model might be an overkill. You could work with a simpler model. Getting my point? Chalo. Now, everybody, is it cool if we take like a 5-7 minute break, like a very short break to relax, rejuvenate? You could go through everything that I've written and then we continue after that. Yes, at least I need a break for my voice. I've been shouting on the mic for the past like 50 minutes. I've gotten a little tired. Now, in this break, Apurva will be back. She will be discussing certain things with you. You can choose to listen to those. She will be launching those polls again also, so you can choose to interact with those. Now, let me tell you what will we do after the break so that I keep you excited. Everybody ready to know what comes after the break? Yes. So after the break, we complete this project by actually building it for a real world use case. We will be looking at some real reviews for a product, right? We will be analyzing the emotion behind those reviews. Then we will be building a dashboard to present to our company higher ups using those reviews, using doing our analysis. Sounds good to everybody? Then we will be talking about how does text generation work. Everybody has went to Gmail, right? Gmail automatically suggests you what will be the next thing that you will be writing. Everybody has seen that. If you write "Hi, I am doing," it automatically suggests you good, better, best, all of that jazz, right? How does that work? We'll talk about that. Then I'll give you an introduction to our second project, which is image classification. Then I'll talk about how to make these projects better at resume level. Then I'll give you certain ideas for more projects to build. Then we'll mostly be done. I'll talk about the roadmap and how to actually go ahead and learn all of this. And that's where we'll call a session. Towards the end, we'll do a doubt session. All of this is to come after the break. It's 6:05 right now, according to my clock. We'll take like an 8-minute break. So we'll resume around 6:12 or 6:13. That being said, I'll take a short break. Apurva, I'll leave it over to you. And guys, all the questions after the break. Don't worry, I'll be here after the break for all your questions.
Thank you so much, Pipin. We'll be resuming at around 6:13, 6:12 or 13. So, okay. I think there are a lot of questions going around in the questions tab. A lot of people were also asking a lot of personal questions, like I'm coming from such and such field, how should I upskill? What are the fee? What is the curriculum? How much, if I'm just getting started, how can I cope up with all of this? Will maths be taught separately? For all of those different questions and doubts, we are launching the scalar counselor poll for one more time. uh, if you have any questions and any doubt, Nayan, please also, you can also participate in the poll which is active in front of you. All questions and all of the doubts, just click on yes, and then you can go ahead and take a break. We are here. We'll be sharing a lot of other links. We'll be discussing other stuff, and I'll be pinning all of that on the notice board. But unfortunately, this poll cannot be pinned. So I want everyone to participate in the poll by clicking on yes and then clicking on submit. Um, if you choose to get in touch with the counselors, they'll be calling you within 48 hours. Now, just to let you know that this is a completely free of cost service. So, no money is charged from your end. And if you have any data science related doubts, if you want to know more about your career, if you want to know more about the any other aspect about Scalar or about your personalized journey, this is the poll for you. So quickly participate in it. Go ahead and take a break. You still have like 6-7 minutes there. Any upcoming event for cybersecurity? Let me come to the upcoming events, Mahider. I hope you're all participating in the poll while the poll is still running. Some like a lot of people are requesting for other sessions and other topics. If it would be okay for me, I'll just share the event page link. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, so this is the event page. I will also pin it on the notice board for people who might have gotten up for the break. If you have not gotten up, participate in the poll. If you have gotten up, when you come back, check out the other resource which I'm going to be pinning on the notice board. Right now, I have pinned the link of the Scalar events page, which is an important place for people who are, trying to upskill, trying to transition, and they're trying to do it for free. So all of the sessions which are mentioned here on the events page are all free of cost. You can register for these events. On weekdays, our event starts from 7:30. On weekends, events start from 5. Please make sure that you are registering for these classes, and I hope that those classes are helpful for you. Next is the WhatsApp link. A lot of people have also been asking whether the notes will be available, whether the recordings will be available. Notes are definitely available for everybody, but the recordings are only available for Scalar Enroll Learner. They are going to be available on your dashboard. You can go ahead and check it out from there. But if you're not a Scalar Enroll Learner, I will share the WhatsApp community link. Please get inside this community. After the session is done, we'll be sharing the notes, and we'll be sharing, if there are codes, they will be sharing the codes as well on this particular group. We'll also share one more thing, which is the certificate link. We'll be sharing a link. You guys will have to download the certificate on your own. I hope that is okay for everybody. Yes, I have pinned. Yes, I have pinned the WhatsApp community link also. Next on our agenda is sharing some of our upcoming sessions link, which is the next session, which is on, if you are just starting out, in the initial part, like Vipin asked a question, if you are still unaware about data science, about data analyst, about AI, about ML, if you are someone who's just getting started, you have confusions about all of those, if you want to know more about what are the different careers, what are the salaries, and other skills that might be required if someone who wants to transition into this field, I'm sharing the an upcoming message link. So please register for this session, and you can all then just get in touch with the counselors if you want to get registered in SST. That is also something that they can help with. Probably they'll help you get in touch with the concerned POC there. Although this class is for Scalar Academy and Scalar Data Science, but if you get in touch, maybe they'll help you out. Okay, next event that I have to share is an upcoming masterclass which is happening on, I think, Tuesday. Yeah. So this session is on how to land data science job outside India. This is happening from 7:30 to 10. Will be hosted by Pulkit Aneja, who is again one of our top instructors here at Scalar. So please participate, please register for that event as well. It's going to be very interesting, and you can, if you're someone who's aspiring to go outside of India for their data science career, that session is going to be really helpful to you. Moving ahead, I think there are still a lot of people who are asking questions. Guys, all of the links are there on the notice board. Just check, just click on the pin icon. You'll find all of the links there. Um, the notes in the community chat. Yes, Amritanshu. Yes, she'll be getting that. Hema, that depends. Diksha, that depends on you. Okay, next is, I hope you guys remember that we had invited an industry expert named Keshav, whose profile we had shared when we were having a conversation with him. This is a LinkedIn. You can also connect with him on LinkedIn. You can check out his experience. You can check out where he was pre-scaler, and then he went into scaler, then he got into target. He's still there, I think. Yeah. So just check it out. Just see if you want to connect with him. Along with Keshav, we also have Gaurav, who before joining Scalar was a student, and then when he joined Scalar, he was able to enroll into Nielsen. So if you are interested in speaking to either Gaurav or if you are interested in speaking to Keshav, we had launched the alumni poll, I think initially. But if you want to get in touch with both of these people now, and if you missed it out, if you missed out on participating in this poll when we launched it earlier, you can just participate in this now. Click on yes and then click on the submit button. Both of these people who were actually a part of the Scalar curriculum, and they are currently working with in the top industry roles with some amazing companies like Target, like Nielsen. So these people will help you gain understanding about Scalar, and they'll help you gain perspective about the industry as well, what's going on in the industry, what are the skills that are needed, how many rounds of interview are happening, what kind of questions are being asked. So they'll give you real time information about what's happening. So
Oh,
just
bye.
click on yes if you want to get in touch with them.
Hmm.
Okay. Just repeating once more, you can access the notes on the WhatsApp community. You can access the certificate link on the WhatsApp community. All of that will be done after the session is done. After the session is completed, after the session is finished, we'll be sharing everything on the WhatsApp community. Is that okay? Are you all guys, like, are you all clear about on that? Okay, you can check out, you click on the view class content, which is on the lower part of Drona. Just click there. You can see that there is instructor card, there is the alumni card. You can click on that and you can check out their profiles, and you can check out their LinkedIn as well. Mustafa, if you're here and if you can hear me. Okay. The pin is already shared. I'll also pin it for you on the notice board. Just give me 1 second. Okay, it's 6:12. Guys, is everybody back? Is everybody back from the break? Perfect. Should we get started then? Should I hand it over to Bipin now?
Let's
Perfect. Okay. Handing it over to you, Bipin. Thank you.
Is software working with the oh no, sad. No, I was just fixing up some settings. That's it. Okay,
Okay.
perfect. All right, chalo. Shall we continue now? Yes. Okay. So right before the break, what we did was we sort of took our first three steps into building the project. Those first three steps, sort of namely, were to set up Python to build an AI project, which was installing a bunch of libraries that we need for it. The second step was that now that we are set up, now that we are prepared, we have brought on all the raw material. Let me bring in the model that we are going to use. How do we bring in the model? We go to Hugging Face, look for the correct one that we need, bring it into our code. This is the code that we write for it. Simple. Haji. Then we actually start using the model. So basically giving it text and getting the responses in return. All of this code is just a loop using which you can do all of that together. Now, in our next step, let's do this exact
Boba,
same thing, but for a real world example.
नहीं की
Yes?
बा कहते
Correct? Let's build a real world example.
वही
Yes?
का
Chal. So I am going to give my model all of these different customer feedbacks. Okay.
हाँ
This product exceeded all my expectations. Amazing quality. Yes, Sarah, you can do it without installing anything. All you need is Chrome, your
कितना
Google account, and then you can start doing all of it on Google Colab. Absolutely fresh. No installations needed on your machine. Okay. That is why Colab is that great. Colab is very, very easy to use. Okay. So all of this customer feedback we'll be analyzing, and then we'll be building a dashboard with it. That's when we'll switch to our next project. Sounds good? Yes? Perfect. Okay. So this is all of my customer feedback. Let me write a little bit of code to put it all together, similarly how we did for the previous one. So what this code does is one by one, it sends all my feedback to the emotion classifier model. It brings together all the results. Then it is counting. So how many can I say ultimately my end user or my, let's just say, my business head is going to be interested in the actual numbers. How many joy did I get? How many surprise did I get? How many disgust did I get? He will not actually be interested in the feedback for like the emotion for each and every feedback, correct? Because there can be millions of feedbacks, correct? So he'll be interested in what percentage out of the total feedback was joy, what percentage out of the total feedback was neutral, what percentage out of the total feedback was anger, and so on and so forth, correct? So he'll be interested in something along the lines of that. So let me sort of do that grouping. And when I run this piece of code, it goes through emotion classifier one by one. It identifies that three of these are joy, three of these are neutral, three of these are surprise, one of these is disgust, one of these is anger, and one of these is sadness. Now, if you want to also look at what each of them were, let me do that also. We've already written the code for it. This is our piece of code that we used earlier. Let me use that again. Uh, where did it go? Yeah. Now here, instead of test samples, I'll just write down customer feedback, which was the name of my variable. So customer feedback, and let's run this piece of code. Every single customer feedback was analyzed for the emotion. So let's just look at a few very quickly. This product exceeded all my expectations, amazing quality, joy. Terrible customer service, very disappointed, was disgust. Good value for money, does what it's supposed to. So it was very neutral, right? Simple as that. These are the ones. The emotions are just for readability, Neha. I've just added them so that you also sort of get what I'm coming to, right? The model is not actually analyzing emotions. It's just for readability. Now, I will give you a prompt. Now, you can use this prompt with ChatGPT, with Perplexity, or with another model if you have. And using this prompt, we will actually be able to build all the code that I will write after this. Sounds good to everybody? My prompt is very simple. Let me actually break it down into multiple lines. All right, this is my prompt. I have made some analysis on review data that you can find above, right? This is being done. Sorry, my mind. This is being done in Python. I want you to use matplotlib, which is a Python library, and other Python charting libraries to build a beautiful and functional business intelligence dashboard, which I can present to my company. Give me the exact code to build it, to run it in my Python file, and build the dashboard. You will give this exact prompt to ChatGPT, and you will also upload this notebook that you have created. Now, how can you upload this notebook? You can download this notebook. Let's just say there's a download option, isn't there? Yeah, download, and you can download this notebook as IPYNB. Your ChatGPT will be able to understand that, right? And then it will be able to give you the next code. Now, all of the code that I will paste after this was generated by AI. Make sense? You can use any one of them, Akash. All right. All of the code that I will write next, basically in this cell, will be generated. Now, these hashtags are for comments, Sumit. Comments are basically lines in code that you only write for readability. These comments are not executed by the Python program. So these are like comments to your code. Okay. Whatever I will write in this cell has been generated by AI after writing the exact same prompt that I've given you guys. Let's look at, and it generated so much code. Do you look at this? If I only spend the entire session explaining all of this code or writing it, it will probably take me easily 1 or 2 hours to do that. Yes, maybe at least an hour just to explain it all, write it all, build it all, tweak with it, work with it. But let's see what AI was able to generate. Was it able to do anything? Let's run it. You look at four of these beautiful, beautiful dashboards that it has built. Customer emotion distribution: 25% joy, 25% neutral, 25% surprise, 8.3 anger, 8.3 sadness, and 8.3 disgust. Then it has been able to draw a bar chart. It has been able to draw a prediction and confidence score. So it's basically telling you, on an average, how confident was AI in making these predictions. Then it is also able to distinguish between positive, negative, and neutral experience. Cool is that, right? So all we needed was one prompt. That one prompt led to all of this code, and that one code led to this beautiful dashboard. Make sense? Absolutely right, Mayura. You can make changes to that prompt on the basis of what you want. And you can obviously change the language as well if the prompt you think is not working for you. But yeah, Pranjal, more often than not, those restrictions are going to go away. So I'll tell you the ways that you can go ahead and use it, right? Now, let's suppose if you have sensitive data, you can't give that data to your AI, right? Obviously, you would not want to do that. In that case, what you do is you create dummy data. You create dummy data, you make the prompt and run the prompt on the dummy data. Once the code has been generated and you have already tried and tested it, that's when you run it without the risk of security issues on your actual data. Does that make sense? So that's one way to sort of go about like navigating when you are working with proprietary data or when you're working with data that is sensitive, right? This is the end of the first project. So we have been able to go from absolutely nothing to building a proper business dashboard in Python based off of results that we were able to generate from an ML model, which did text analysis for us. Sounds good to everybody? Yes. Happy with the first bit that you've done? Yes. Trupti, I'll repeat that again towards the end. Don't worry, towards the end, I'll give you like more uh, context. Varun, to build your own model, you'll first have to learn Python, you'll have to learn a lot of mathematics, you'll have to go into research, and then you'll have to go again. Vadipali, this entire notebook has been shared with you. You can get the prompt in the notebook itself. Yeah? Cool. Perfect. You are doing data science at the moment, Mohammed, I would say. Like inching towards analytics and science. Cool? Chalo. Now, we'll do like a little bit of theory. Is everybody good with cool with a little bit of theory? We'll do find out exactly how text generation works. We'll learn about something called as large language models. How many people are curious about large language models? Yeah, such a big term. Thrown around everywhere. Chat GPT is a large language model, and then Claude is a large language model. LLM, right? LLMs or LLM. Let me explain it to you in the most trivial sense. Now, let's suppose, can I say, so far, billions of emails have been sent and received via Gmail. Can I say that? Billions of emails have been sent and received via Gmail. Let me do one thing. Let me put all of these billions of emails in a text file. Okay. After I have put all of these billions of emails, let me actually write that down like this. Third, let me ask my computer to analyze the probabilities within these. I'll tell you exactly what that means. Can I say in these billions of emails, I hope you are doing this exact sentence, a sentence starting like this, would have occurred thousands of times at least. In billions, only thousands of times. Very easy to predict, yes, because it's a very common line to write. I hope you are doing something, something, something. Now, let's suppose out of those thousand occurrences, let's consider them thousand occurrences for the sake of simplicity. Out of those thousand occurrences, can I say maybe 500 of them are good, maybe 200 of them are well, maybe 50 of them are great, and then the remaining 250 are other miscellaneous words. Can I say that? Just a prediction, right? Now, with this data, can I say that if somebody now writes, I hope you are doing in their email, I can say there's a 50% chance, according to what I know, that they will write good after that. There's a 50% probability because out of my 1,000 occurrences, 500 of them, which is 50%, were good. And if I plan to make two suggestions, then if they don't write good and they type a W after that, I can say that there is a high chance they are writing well. If they write a G after that, there is a high chance they're writing great or good. So, can I say ultimately it all boiled down to nothing but probability? It all boiled down to nothing but probability or basic statistical mathematics. That's what it is. There's a massive process that goes behind. And obviously, I'm actually simplifying it to a great degree. But if you want to understand it, that's all there is. That is what happens behind the scenes in text generation. This is how Gmail or WhatsApp or these tools automatically suggest you what your next word is going to be. And they are correct more often than not. Sounds cool, right? How many people thought that this was cool? And this was simpler than what you might have imagined. Simpler than what you might have imagined. Yeah? It's all mathematics and logical. There's no magic going behind the scenes. How many people here have learned linear algebra and statistics in their life? Linear algebra, basic linear algebra, and statistics. So mean, median, mode, combinatorics, basics of it. Then congratulations, you have already learned something in the world of data and data science. If you know that much, you are already employable in the world of data science if you just learn one programming language on top of it. Simple. That's how simple it is. The path is very clear. It starts with mathematics. It always does. Okay? Chalo. Now, given in the interest of time, I'll quickly go through the second project that we're going to do because it's a lot shorter. Now you already know what the steps are. So it's going to be very easy. We just need to bring the new model and do the new application. It's very, very simple. So one out build dashboards by coding myself and get basically absolutely yes, Amritanshu. See, understand. If I want to change something in the code that was generated by AI, maybe I want to change something about the dashboard. How would I do it if I don't know what has been written? Are you getting my point? I can generate something using AI. I can't change it using AI. I can't understand it using AI. I can't do all of that. For that, I need to learn. So the learning remains the same. The application, the strategy for that has changed a lot. That's all that is. Okay. You've been given a new tool. All right, chalo. Let me demystify something for all of you. How many people think AI is going to steal your job? Can I get a quick thumbs up from everybody who has gotten this fear that AI is going to steal your job? Or read it somewhere, or heard it somewhere, or maybe saw a reel on it, or maybe saw a blog on it, or YouTube video on it, or news about it, or something along that. Somebody has said it. Acha, how many people have said it? How many people have somebody that has said it to them, or maybe they have read it somewhere? How many people have done that? Maybe they not believed it, but how many people have seen that? It's everywhere. Let me explain it in a very simple sense to you. Let's go back to 1990s or 1980s, right? When computers or personal computers were not a new thing. Everything was done manually on paper. Yeah. Okay. Everything was done manually on paper. Can I say at that point in time, when computers became popular and when computers became common, a lot of jobs would have been lost for the people who did not learn how to use computers because they were the new way of doing things. Can I say that? So the technology changed. It was a lot more advanced than doing everything manually on paper. And if you did not have the motivation to learn how to use a computer, you would have lost your job. Yes. Can I say that? Must have happened for a variety of different people. Same thing must have happened when internet became popular. Same thing is happening today. If you don't start to use AI to your advantage, you will become slower than your competition and you will lose your job. A lot of old job descriptions are getting removed. A lot of new job descriptions are getting created. 5 years ago, there was no job in the world which said you have to work as an AI trainer. You will look at AI responses, use your industry expertise, and then basically tell whether the AI predicted correct or not. This is a valid job these days, by the way, and it pays extremely well because they need top of the line experts to train their AI. So old jobs are getting removed, new are getting created, and that happens every 10 years or 20 years. So it's replacing a lot of repetitive work, it's adding a lot of new work. But no, if you can catch up in terms of pace, if you can catch up in terms of learning, you will still get somewhere. Okay. I needed to have this little pep talk because I myself have gotten demotivated time and again with the way things are progressing. But unless and until you understand the industry, you will not be able to understand whether you belong here or not. The industry is relentless, the industry is continuous learning. So if you are keen on doing that, you'll always be employable. Okay. Chalo. With that being said, we'll advent towards the terminal part of our session, wherein we'll do like a very quick project, and then we'll move on to the like last phase in which we'll talk about roadmap, we'll talk about more projects that you can do, and so on and so forth. Okay. I told you earlier that whenever you are dealing with text, you are actually doing natural language processing. So your previous project that we did was a natural language processing or NLP project. This project that we'll do very quickly is going to be a computer vision project. Every single time that you work with images, you are actually working with computer visions, images, video data, anything that you can see is computer vision, right? So what will we do today? We will actually build, like use a model using which we'll be able to predict what is the kind of object that is inside our image. Is it an animal? Is it a vehicle? Is it an object? Is it nature? Something? Is it people and activities? Whatever it is, right? Let's do a little bit of that. Okay. Now, what goes behind the scenes? So there's a lot of other things. There's reinforcement learning. There's what do you call that? Classification. There's clustering. There's so many different models that are used. There's so many different neural networks that are created. So we'll not dive into that today because it'll go a little beyond the scope. But we'll just look at the applications today. Okay? Now, what am I doing? I am now getting another in urban company professional into my code because my previous professional worked fantastic with text, but that professional did not know how to work with images. This professional, though, works knows exactly how to work with images, right? So I have hired this professional this time around. How did I go for this professional? I went here. I went to computer vision. I went to image classification. I looked at the models which had the most downloads. There, I looked at this model, Google VIT base patch 16224, created by Google. Fantastic. 2.99 million downloads, a lot of hearts. It's a trending model. Use that in my code. Simple. Correct. Yeah, Mayura. To a certain degree, yes. Right? Now, let's try this new urban company professional. Yes, how many people want to try it? We have hired a new urban company professional. This urban company professional does fantastic work with images. Let's see what they do. Okay. Let's go and first show you an image. Can you see an image of two parrots? I know that they are parrots. I don't know exactly what kind of parrot they are. I just know that they are parrots.
नेक्स्ट पेज है
Let's
नेक्स्ट
now
पेज
see what my model can do with it. So I am going to use this new model, which is the image classifier. Earlier it was the emotion classifier. Now it is the image classifier. Right. I am passing it the link. I am generating a result. And now I'll use that result. Now, can you see that my model was not just able to predict that it's a parrot, it was able to tell you the exact kind of parrot that it was? A macaw. If you want a
पैलेस रोड
lot of similarity,
Yes.
yeah, it was able to tell you exactly the kind of parrot and it was able to make that prediction with a 99% confidence. And this model gives you some people were asking, what is this 99%? It is 99% confident it is a macaw. But it is also 0.005% confident it's an African grey or Cicatus erythacus, whatever, it's a scientific name. It is also 0.001% confident it is a toucan. It is also 0.0006% confident it's a silver crested cockatoo. It is also 0.0006% confident it's a lorikeet, but 99% confident it's a macaw. Yeah. So my model tries to fill out that entire 100%, but whatever is the biggest chunk out of it becomes the primary prediction. Sounds good to everybody? Yeah. Chunk. Now, how many people? How many people? I got this URL link from randomly on the internet, Kodeswaran. You can look at random images on the internet and you can use them here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how many people
जरा जास्ती वाली
would like to build a project on your own out of the project that I have given you? How many people would like to do that if I give you the exact steps to do? Add it to your resume level project. Okay. And you'll be able to post it on LinkedIn also. So if anybody completes it, I would love for you to post it on LinkedIn. Tag me in the post. I would promote your post. Would love to do that. Okay. So let me give you the next steps. Now, these are the next steps that you will follow. One, you are going to be building an image tagging and storing website. Okay. You will be building, let me just write that, image tagging and storing website. ठीक है जी. You, what will your website be able to do? You will basically be able to upload an image. This model will be run in the background to tag the image aptly. My bad. Once the image is tagged, it will be stored in a designated folder on your Google Drive or some other place as per the tag. And you will be doing all of this using prompt engineering. So you'll be working with GPT, you'll be working with Claude if you want to, you'll be working with a lot of different AI tools, and you will be generated the prompts yourself. Try them out, Mayura. Just try and have a conversation with AI. See what it generates. If it's not able to generate what you want, change a little bit. That's how you learn how to write prompts. Because you won't always have the prompt for what you want to do. You'll have to learn what works, what doesn't, right? And let me tell you, you can do all of this. It seems very complex. You can build all of this in under 1 hour if you want to. 1 hour. Sounds good? Single hour if you want to. Everybody, can I get a quick thumbs up? So let me tell you the price. Okay. Uh, for anybody who does this project within like 1 week, shares it on LinkedIn, tags me. I would love to give you all like 15, 20 minutes of my time one on one and discuss whatever you want to discuss with you. Let's set a goal. You are there's a lot of you in this class. I know I might be in a lot of trouble when I say that, but do this project, complete it, post it on LinkedIn, tag me, right? And tag Scaler, obviously, because you're attending it via Scaler's masterclass, and we'll figure something out. Perfect. That's your motivation to do it. All right. Chalo. Now, with that being said, we'll enter towards the last part of our session in which I'll be talking about more projects that you can do. I'll also be talking about the roadmap that you can follow. Right. So let's go here. The last part was part 5, right? Okay. Perfect. Okay. Now, part 6 is scaling your project for resume impact. One I've already given you, right? Right? Now, there are more projects that you can build. You can build multiple. So, I've basically given you two good project ideas that you can also build other than the projects that I've given you today. Sounds good? Other than the projects that I've given you today, I'm giving you more project ideas. And on top of that, I'm giving you more areas for you to apply to them as well. So you can build, if you are somebody who is in the business or enterprise domain, you can build customer feedback analysis platform, sales lead scoring system, e-commerce recommendation engine. If you are in creative and media, you can use movie review emotion analyzer. You can do music mood classifier. If you're in healthcare and social good, so basic dependent on your industry, I've given you 5 project ideas in every industry that you can build with only the knowledge that I have given you today. I have to think of banking ideas, Satya, because banking, the data is seldom the biggest problem. So there you can do credit risk analysis in banking. So depending on the credit data, you can very easily find credit data online, right? On the basis of that, you can do credit risk analysis there. Very common project actually. Cool. So these are all the project ideas. You can go through them at your own time and in your own pace. But yeah, but what about the code you did? Can we use? You can absolutely do that, Vivek. Absolutely do that. And my code has also been shared. Yes, you can completely rely on Google Colab. Dhruv, tourism, I have a fantastic idea. Actually, you can build like a so basically, you can build a very simple tool which takes in your information, your age, your preferences when you travel, and your friend group size, and give you the perfect itinerary. It would be a beautiful project. And you can use it on your own also. Yeah. My code, I'll share it again. It has already been pinned in the pinned messages, but I'll share it again. Yeah. Don't worry, I'll repeat a bunch of things towards the end also. Let me just first get to completion and then we'll dedicate time for dance. Now, Ji, let's talk about the roadmap. I have divided this roadmap into three sections. The first 3 months, the second phase, the second quarter for 3 to 6 months, and then the last quarter, which will come after that. Sounds good to everybody? All right, where do we begin? You will all start with learning the most basic data analytics tool, which is Excel. Okay, cool. Then you'll get into Python. You can do a lot of different courses on Python. You can choose Scalar if you feel like you want it to be the most structured. But otherwise, just Google Python courses on YouTube, Udemy, or Coursera. You'll find a lot of fantastic ones. YouTube, particularly, you can go for code with Mosh. Fantastic coding channel. Right? Plural site is great. Frontend Masters is great. This Educative is great. At least YouTube, Udemy, Coursera, Scalar. These are the four primary ones that I use. Right? Then you will go and learn data science basics within Python, code with Mosh. And very soon you might find me on YouTube. So do keep checking me on LinkedIn because I might launch something very soon. Just yay. Give me a thumbs up if you would like that. I've been trying to work on something for a while now, but I'll try to keep it free. I'll try to keep it for all of you. Let's see how it goes. No promises about the timeline, but it's definitely coming. Okay. And one great thing about something that I will do is that I will do it in both Hindi and English. I will do it in both Hindi and English. All right. So whenever I launch something, it will be both. But, okay. Let's not talk about that right now. Let's continue. Okay. We'll do the data science basics. We'll do pandas, NumPy, and matplotlib, and we'll learn that deeply. These are all Python libraries that we used today. Then we'll do the foundation of statistics, right? We'll do discrete mathematics, statistics, and probability. Then we'll learn how to use Git and GitHub. Git and GitHub are basically tools that you use to manage your code online. It's like a Google Drive for your code. You learn about it in this step. And then SQL being the most important bit in this entire section. Just by learning SQL, which is a database management system, you will be able to become a fantastic data analyst. Yeah, not right now, Sarah, but maybe very soon. Give me the motivation. If you'd like to see me on a YouTube channel, if you'd like to see my face and learn from it, yeah, motivate me a little. I just need that. Okay. So SQL and statistics, NCRT, dude. Vivek, just open NCRT, learn from there. Great resource. Okay. Great resource. Then we'll do intermediate to advanced. Okay. What will you learn there? You'll start to get into machine learning. Best Bible course for machine learning is Andrew Ng's ML course on Coursera, free of cost. Scalar obviously teaches it. I also personally teach it at Scalar in a lot of detail. If you are a Scalar learner, you might have seen some lectures by me. But yeah, so Andrew Ng's ML course, great. Deep learning, you'll go to Fast AI Practical Deep Learning, fantastic resource. Then you'll learn about cloud platforms. So you'll learn about AWS, Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud ML Services. Basically, how do you actually build a model and then take it online so that everybody in the world can use it? You'll learn about some more online stuff called Docker. When time will come, you'll understand exactly what Docker is. And then MLOps, basically the process of building a model locally and then taking it online for the world to see it. That's MLOps. Then you'll go to the advanced to expert section. Now, not everybody needs to go there. Just by this much, you'll become a data scientist and data analyst. If you add this much, you'll become an ML engineer and AI engineer and data engineer and MLOps engineer. If you want to become a research scientist and somebody who builds these models, writes research papers, all of that, this is where you'll go for the advanced to expert section. Everybody cool? I would love for all of you to focus on the first 3 months only right now. That's it. That's it. Okay? Focus on anything and everything later. Now, just because I was a little free and I wanted to give you some more information, because this is also one more question that gets asked a lot and sort of people are confused, at least in the beginning of their careers, what to do. I have added some basic resume and portfolio tips. Siva Subramanian, I have taught online before. Scalar does not offer online offline classes for working professionals, but we do have an offline school called SST in Bangalore. So you can follow, like you can sort of uh, for like look for it online and you'll get all the information. Okay, cool. So some resume and portfolio tips as an added bonus from my side to all of you. Right? How to add your models and your projects to your resume is something that you can learn here. What all should you have in your portfolio is also mentioned. And some things that you can do for your interview preparation is also mentioned. So these are some additional resources that I've added from my end, just so that your journey towards your first job is clearer. Sounds good? Can I get like a quick thumbs up if you would like that? Okay. Cool. Fantastic. Now, let's get towards the end. I'm adding as much data here as possible. Okay, congratulations, you're now an AI builder. What you've accomplished today is this. Let me tell you. You've built 2 advanced AI systems. You've created 1 professional dashboard. You've learned exactly what to be done. You've planned your AI career because you've gotten a roadmap and you're ready for the next steps. I've mentioned a few communities that you can join to actually learn further, right? And towards the end, just as a small token from my side for sitting with me for 2.5 hours. I know Scalar will give you a certificate, and my certificate in this Python notebook doesn't really matter. But just from my side to you as a teacher, thank you so much for attending this masterclass with me. This is a small certificate from my end to all of you for actually spending time and honestly spending time to learn. Let me give you a very small chain of thought before I move on to doubts. And guys, the next section after this is doubts. Okay. So all of you can share all of your doubts and I'll sit with you as long as possible to clear them. This is a small certificate of completion. I have good small parting thoughts for some people who might be sort of don't leave. We've got more planned. Okay, don't leave. But the parting thoughts very simply are is that uh, I have got just one small thing to say to you. Discipline will trump skill 100% of the time. If you think you are extremely skilled, but you lack discipline, somebody who has discipline will take over, if not today, then tomorrow, someday for sure. That's it. So, if you were to take away one thing from this masterclass, take away that thought. Because if you maintain that thought, no matter what you end up learning, whether it's web development or data science or cyber security or marketing or events or sales or anything for that matter, this chain of thought will apply everywhere, right? With that being said, let me guide you what's going to happen next. I'm going to go and give the mic back to Apurva for the next like 4 or 5 minutes. We'll do some small polls, right? For like the different aspects of this masterclass, whether you liked it or not, whether you loved it or not. I know you love me, right? You all know you love me at this point. It's very obvious that you all do. It's just that you need to give that in rating so that Scalar brings me back for more masterclasses. They will do those polls. I'll after that give you all the additional resources that you're seeking, and then we'll continue the doubt session. Sounds good to everybody? So the next 5 minutes goes to me. Okay. Any questions about the certificate, notes, and anything technical after those 5 minutes? So Apurva to you, we'll take up the doubts after. And guys, please respond to these polls. Please respond to these polls. I want all of you to do it. This data is really crucial for me, and this data is really crucial for everybody at Scalar, so that we could give you the best masterclasses in future. All right, fantastic. Apurva, over to you.
Thank you so much, Vipin. I will be launching some polls for us to understand, as Vipin has said. his feedback on today's session. So there'll be four polls, and I want everybody to participate, and I want everybody to stay even after that, because there are a lot of questions in the questions tab, and we have quite some time. So we'll be taking few doubts. So yeah, please participate in the first poll, which I'm going to launch right now, which is for us to understand your overall learning experience in the masterclass today. This will be on a scale of 1 to 10, and it's going to be active on your screen now. Is it visible?
Just to remind you, 10 is the
Yes.
highest. Okay. Don't think of it the other way around.
Exactly. 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. If you have loved the session, please participate and click on this. Just to let you know that all of this content was for absolutely free, and we have put in a lot of effort to bring it all together on the perfect day, on the perfect time, for so many people to attend, and to take so many takeaways out of this class. So please participate in the session and in the poll. I can see that not everybody is participating. Can you all please positively participate in the poll and help us understand your feedback on today's class? Thank you so much for the good comments, guys. Just please participate and help us understand your feedback. Amazing. Thank you. Um, I will be launching the second poll, which will help us understand the pace of teaching in today's session. This will be again on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest. I need everybody's participation. Click on the correct option and then click on submit if you're not doing that. Just would like to remind you that is exactly how polls work. If you like the pace, if you think that it was neither too fast nor too slow, it was paced perfectly, and you were able to grab things in a good pace, just click on 5 and help us know that. Perfect. Thank you for this. I am going to launch the third poll, which will help us understand the engagement. uh, for the engagement of the session on a scale of 1 to 5, again 5 being the highest. If you feel that the session was engaging, that you have actually loved the engagement part of the class, if you feel that your doubts are asked, you're all discussing things together, all of those questions. So your feedback will help us tailor the future sessions, will help us understand what we are doing good, what we are not. So please participate and help us understand your feedback. It's really, really important. Thank you. Launching the final feedback poll, which will help us understand the content of this masterclass on a scale of 1 to 5. Please participate. And yeah, this is the final feedback poll. After this is done, we'll be handing it over to Bipin to take the doubts. This is for everyone who wants to help us understand how did you like the content, if the topic was good, if what we covered was good, if you're walking out with a new perspective, you learned something new in the class. This is the poll. This is the final feedback poll. Karthik, please check out the events page for any more event. Perfect. The polls are done, Bipin.
Perfect. Thanks, Apurva. All right. So, guys, we keep on doing masterclasses on a variety of topics. And some of these topics also sort of recur monthly. So, if you missed this month's masterclass and if it went well for all of you, you might see a similar masterclass like next month also. But we keep on doing a lot of different topics and we keep on doing a lot of different masterclasses. Some of them are technical, some of them are non technical, some of them are career based and all of that jazz. So, you should keep on sort of keeping a tab on the scalar.com events page. And every single time that you go there, you will find something new to learn. All right. So keep doing that and keep connecting with us. That being said, now I'll pick up the questions. Okay. I'll pick up the question from the questions tab. First of all, just to clarify, these notes have already been shared. This link is on the notice board. It's a collab.research.google.com link. You open that and you will be able to see everything that I have written right here. Right. And all of these notes are already available. These will also be shared on the WhatsApp community link if you would need to find it there. Hugging Face link has been shared. My LinkedIn has been shared. So I think all of the resources are there. That being said, the certificates, the official Scalar certificates, not the certificate that I gave you, will be the link for that will be the same link where you actually went on to register for the event. It will be shared on the WhatsApp group also. And your certificates will be available tomorrow. It will not be available right after this masterclass. It will be available tomorrow, right? Because Scalar needs a little bit of time to analyze the kind of attendance that you guys have shown throughout the masterclass. So for all of you who have attended the majority of it, you'll be getting a certificate from the same link, right? Chalo. Now, I'll be picking up the most upvoted questions, right? Uh, from the questions tab. If your question does not get picked up, I'm really sorry. I can't pick up every single question that has been asked. I'll try to answer as many as possible and the ones that cover the majority of the audience, right? So, can you do DSA with Python or learn CPP? So, for DSA and for web development and for general learning in the first place, Python would be my highest recommendation right now. You don't need to learn C++ or Java unless and until you need it for a specific use case. There's a lot of jobs in C++ and Java as well, a lot of the ones in banking especially, but especially for the world of data science and also for backend development, Python is one of the most commonly used languages, and you can do a lot of DSA in Python. If you want to learn DSA in Python, then you can refer to something called as neetcode.io. Fantastic resource. Neetcode.io does data DSA in Python. Okay, if you want to do that. Okay. Can we learn this AI with Python without any knowledge in Python? No, you can't. You need to actually have some knowledge of Python, and I would highly recommend that you do that, Harshit. How long will this last? I think the question is uh, sort of irrelevant. Are we going to get certificate on the completion? Yes, you will be getting. That question has already been answered. What is the difference between data science and data analytics? See, data science introduces machine learning into data analytics. So if you're not using machine learning, you're doing data analytics. But if you start doing a little bit of machine learning, you'll start doing data science. Okay. You can definitely post the certificate on LinkedIn. It's a good thing to post there. Do we have a regular live paid course? Yes, we do have one at Scalar, and you can explore that, right? If you want to become AI ML, DSA is relevant for everything. DSA is like the bread and butter of an engineer. It's the basic understanding of logic. So you should definitely do some amount of it. Okay. What should I cover in Python is very fast with that basic partner number. In Python, you should cover the entirety of the language. If you want like a good like understanding of what all to cover, go to something called as scalar.com/topics. This is a free text-based resource that you can get out of Scalar, and this covers all the topics that you should get for Python. So if you go to topics and then if you click on Python, this entire tutorial has been sort of like generated by me only. So I think you'll get exactly what I would do if I were learning Python. Okay. What about placement? If you are at Scalar, you do get placement assistance if that was the question. And if you've got more questions about that, I would recommend getting in touch with a career counselor by Scalar and they will guide you through that. Is doing DSA compulsory? It to a certain degree is. If you want to get placed in top organizations, you will not be able to do that without doing DSA. Will these projects we do here add value to your resume? If you build them totally, yes, absolutely yes. I'm a BCA second year, how to start to learn all the industry requirements. I think I've already given you the roadmap, Suba. Follow that roadmap and you will be able to do that really, really well. I think this has already been answered. The session is done. I'm into supply chain domain. My work doesn't involve using Python, but I'm interested in supply chain is a very common place in which AI is being applied a lot. So basically optimizing supply chain. So I think you should be definitely understanding the world of AI, right? To start, you should definitely be learning a little bit of Python and SQL so that you can start dealing with data and start at least looking at it the right way, right? Okay. Gondu Mahesh, for the sake of simplicity, if I were to say which platform is the best, I would recommend Scalar for sure. But if you want to look for something of a free resource, then you can go for the top Python course, whichever is the top Python course of Udemy at the moment. Courses on Udemy are mostly 500 to 1,000 rupees, so you should be able to afford it really easily. Okay. Great. Guys, by the way, I'm picking up questions from the questions tab and not from the chat because majority of the questions have been asked there. So yeah, okay. Uh, cool. I'm new to this domain. Where can I get a job after my completion of the score or the course? Yes, you can get a job after the completion of the Scalar course if you're asking that. In data analytics, how can I learn and what I study first? I've already given you the roadmap, Hemant, so I hope you have that received. What about placement? Can I class 12th guy? Okay. Let me switch over to chat for a bit. Okay. Because the questions, tab questions are mostly repetitive. Um, if anybody want to become an AI ML developer or engineer, so DevOps tool, Docker Kubernetes, they is essential for this role. I think you should do that. Yes. I think you should do that. So the tourism model idea was very simple. You create like a form, right, in which the user can enter the which location they are going to, what's their age group, what are they going solo, or are they going as a couple, or are they going as a friend group or a family group or something like that? What are the usual preferences when they travel? On the basis of that, generate like a complete itinerary with links and everything for them. I think that would be a fantastic tool to use. No, you can do everything with Python. Anything and everything pertaining to data science can be done within Python. Yeah. Mohammed, because those pre-trained models go through a lot of work called as hyperparameter tuning. These hyperparameters are basically parameters of your model. Think of like different knobs and whistles of a machine that you can adjust, right? And when you adjust them, the machine performs better. Something along the lines of that, right? Can we do part-time freelancing in the field or following the plan you shared? You can absolutely do that, Ansh. I've been freelancing for almost 12 years now. Kiran, I would recommend getting a certification if you can, probably a good Google or Scalar or Coursera certification, add that to your resume. Become more active on LinkedIn, try to promote yourself, and that would definitely sort of be helpful. Yes, building Python help, learning Python can definitely help you build apps. Okay. रोशन कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा है तो प्लीज पिकअप कोई आप पूछो कोई स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन आई वुड लव टू आंसर यू ठीक है नो people are creating models from scratch. That's why pre-trained models exist. On Hugging Face, there are millions of models today. A lot of people might have created them. So there are as many jobs in creating those models as there are in using them. Both have value, right? Abhinay, if you are in finance, then that's fantastic because if you get into the world of data and you also have prior expertise in a domain, then you can patch that together and then you can do something great in that domain. So basically, you can become a fantastic data scientist for a company which is working in the fintech domain, right? Mohan, you should start with the basics. Follow the roadmap. Yeah. Rakesh, if you want to learn automation using Python, then you can do that as well. It's done using a library called as Selenium. You can learn about that online very easily, right? MAIT, IT का junior software developer course कर रहा हूँ. MAIIT, is it MATE, Maharaja Agresar Institute of Technology, or something else? I don't know the college name, man. I'm really sorry. Man, if you have fantastic, man. Guys, doesn't matter which resource you are learning from, almost every resource is a great one. What kind of role would be good where I take decisions and do real work? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know you. I don't know what you like. I don't think I can answer that question using a simple chat. Okay. No. How to improve the model? No, this multiple selenium is a good start. Okay. Yeah, SQL I have mostly learned via books. So very traditionally, okay. So I'm not really aware of good YouTube channels for it, but I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find some great ones if you just do a little bit of research. So if you're an information technology with junior software developer, buddy, Roshan, start by learning Python now. Python सीखना शुरू करो, ये बोल रहा हूँ, right? Will these projects we do here add value to a resume? Yes, they will. AI/ML jobs will increase in 2027 and competition is tough in the market. Gulshan, job will increase, competition will always be there, man. Competition will always be there. If I today, having a lot of industry knowledge, still leave my job, which I'm planning to, and start something of my own or look for a new one, it's going to be difficult. It's going to take me some time. 2-3 months का process है. You can just do SQL for now. PL/SQL can come later. Pujitha, I am not a cybersecurity expert. That is one domain that I have very limited experience in. So I would recommend asking that question to somebody else. Mayank, you cannot have a recording of today's session. I don't have the power to give you that. Okay.
Yeah, no, don't leave it, but Magun,
Okay. So Mahidhar has one very interesting question. Okay, is that there are so many different industries out there. There is cybersecurity, there is data science, there is web development, there is DevOps, and so many more things, right? How do I stay focused on one? If I were to answer that question for you today, leave web development behind a little, DevOps, cybersecurity, and data science. Whichever of the three excite you the most, do that. Dayan, if you want to take admission into SST, somebody from the team will reach out to you. You can also go to the SST website and just fill the form. ठीक है? Srikar, it's
हाँ.
seekho and transition gradually. Transition gradually. Learn and transition gradually, I would say. Okay? Java or Python, which can be the best language? Yeah, I personally love Python, so I'll say Python. I'll say Python. Okay? Sir, I'm currently electrical in Jadavpur. I want to learn to pursue a career of robotics. How do I proceed? Krish, electrical is a great place to start. For robotics, you already are getting the knowledge, the electrical knowledge that you need. Get into the field called IoT, Internet of Things, right? Wherein you actually connect your electrical appliances to your sort of apps and phones via the internet. So basically, you will be building those transitions. You'll be writing some code also. Segue into that direction, I would say. Yeah, AI in GIS. What is GIS? This question you've asked a lot of times. Geographic Information System, a computer system for capturing, storing, analyzing, and visualizing data with geographic component. Yeah, I don't have a lot of information about this thing now. In terms of geographic information, I've mostly just worked with the latitude and longitude information. So I'll need to do a little bit of more research into how can AI apply there. But yeah. Why I am striving to remove so many jobs? Which jobs am I striving to remove, Raghu? I would love to create more. How can this course help you migrate from teaching career to the industry? Prashant, a lot actually, because you'll be doing a lot of real world stuff and you will be getting a very solid certificate towards the end. You can also get a master's degree from Wolf University. So that would really help. I don't know the exact probability of that, Shivam, but a lot. So do we fill any form for certificates? No, you don't need to fill any form. You just need to go to the website and there's going to be a link for it. Okay. Aryan, you just need 1 year. 1 year to learn AI, machine learning really well, to be able to be ready enough to be placed. That's the general thought. Here, R is also a language that is used in the world of data science. But skip R. Just do Python. Just do Python. Guys, and anybody who needs to drop off right now can drop off. Totally fine. I'm just taking individual doubts. Okay. They asked to code in SQL and Python for data analytics related roles in interview. Yes, they do. You can be asked to write SQL queries and you can be asked to write some basic Python code. Okay. I almost know all types of SQL queries, but haven't worked in real DBs. It's quite difficult to understand how to connect a DB into our project. Mohammed, use AI. Great place for AI, I would say. Okay? Your focus more will be helpful for me in the future. Focus on getting into the world of data. That is the hot word right now. You can also think of Web3, but Web3 is very unpredictable right now. You don't need any exam for today's certificate. No.
Oh,
Will
badadi.
AI in future solve medical problems like insomnia or hypertension? It might. It might be able to predict it really well.
Tam, phone
HRTX.
करती है अंता.
HKTX, bad. AI is definitely already entering into the medical field. I'll tell you an example. So one of my biggest projects that I've done is a AI model, and I built that 6 years ago, which works with a psychologist to assist the psychologist during a session. So basically, this AI on the psychologist's machine analyzes the entire data of the patient and the doctor so that they are able to do the sort of session better, and they are also able to generate reports that can be presented to the the patient. Yeah. Okay. Python is better. I'm saying Python is better according to me. Java is also fantastic though. Zero coding knowledge, 50 years of medical device development. I lost on where, how to start. Vivek, just start by learning something. Create some hobby projects using Python, maybe a sheet, some sheets using Excel, maybe some dashboards using Tableau, and then continue on from there if you like the field enough. Right? Yeah, for beginner, that's enough, Lakshman. Can you compare AI to expert with expert systems? I don't understand what the distinction between the two is. So that maybe if you could highlight a little bit of that. The different parts of data science, finance, medicine, IT. You start generic, Mohammed. I can give you data from any path and you can crunch it. That's what you should do. Okay? If you like to read research papers, please go ahead and do it. Not everybody can do it. Sakti, if you're in ninth grade, first of all, hats off to for your motivation or your motivation. If you want to start learning Python, Sakti, go to YouTube and look for some free Python courses. Okay, that's where you should start. Okay. All right, guys. I think a lot of questions, right, are I am from XYZ industry, right? I am from XYZ industry. I want to either get into the data industry. Let me shift. I'll talk to you directly. I want to get into the data industry, and or I want to introduce AI into my workflow. How many people have this question? Yeah, something along the lines. I am from industry XYZ, want to understand what's happening in this world of AI, either switch or use it. Let me tell you the best path forward. Yeah? You start by first trying to fiddle around with it. How can you fiddle around with it? Open ChatGPT and explore what all can it do. Can it automate some of your work? Can it help you with some basic monotonous tasks in your industry just by talking to it? Maybe it can, maybe it can't. That way you understand what all can AI do. If you like what it can do, then you start to become more specific. You start to gain some expertise into data analytics by learning to use Python, by learning to use SQL, by learning to use tools like Excel and Tableau. One thing that you can do by using that is build fantastic dashboards, right? And if you're able to build those fantastic dashboards, then you can actually use those dashboards in real world and basically use them in your business or profile. If you are still liking what you are doing in the world of data, you become better at it by learning how to use machine learning and all of that jazz. Then there's two paths that you can take. Either continue to work in your industry and use AI to your advantage by becoming better, making wiser decisions, making data driven decisions, or changing the path completely with your newfound skill set and becoming a generic data scientist that can fit into any industry. Give them the data and they will sort of give you the results. So those are the two sort of trajectories that you can take if you ever are interested in the world of data science. I'll tell you a clear example from my life. I started off as a web developer, but I've always been a Python user through and through. I've been using Python since Python 2 existed. So I've been using Python for 10 plus years now, like 10 to 12 years, right? Now, so I've always sort of fiddled around with data. I've always known the basic Python turf. I took a machine learning workshop in DU. So in DTU, how many people know Delhi Technological University? So back when I was in second year of my college, in my graduation in BTech, I was teaching an advanced AI and ML course in DTU in the summers. So this course for postgraduate people and teachers in DTU and some students as well. And this was only because I was really interested in that field while I was still working as a freelancer in web development. So just because you like it does not mean you have to pursue it also. You can simply make a like secondary career out of it, make a freelance career out of it, make it into a complete career, or just use it into your career. I till today use a lot of AI while I'm developing web applications because it's just so much easier to do it that way today, right? So I think that is one very big umbrella question that I'm answering for everybody, that no matter the industry that you are in, no matter the sort of trajectory that you're going to, learning a little bit about AI is definitely going to be helpful, whether you completely change it or not. All of them. Go to any company's career website today and you will find a listing for data analyst, data scientist, machine learning engineer today. I can challenge that.
Oh,
Every
okay,
company
sir.
who is even remotely
Now, Nale,
connected to
Madhyana
or even remotely
Prasni,
generating data
Varagante Utimane.
is trying to hire engineers in house or offloading that to consultancy companies to actually help them work with that data. Right? Right. What do you think is vibe coding? I just forget about vibe coding, man. I don't really care about what vibe coding is. Vibe coding is just loving to code. There's just a new cool term for it. Nothing has changed about vibe coding. For Python and SQL problems, HackerRank, Leet Code, Hacker Earth, all of that. No, Deepthi, absolutely cakewalk. If you have already learned C++, so C++ was the first language that I learned. Learning Python was an absolute cakewalk. Yeah, these are my sneakers. This is my sneaker collection. HKTX to answer your question. Yeah, the session is done by the way. Kiran, I've given you 25 different project ideas in the notes link so you can go there and you can access them. All right. Nikki, the certificate details have already been shared. You can go to the same link where you registered for this masterclass. Do that tomorrow, log in, and you get an option to download the certificate. And with that being said, guys, my voice is now running out. I hope I have answered a majority of the questions that you have asked. I would also now like to take a leave because I think I also need to sort of rest a little. With that being said, thank you so much for joining in. I absolutely love taking this session for all of you, right? And I hope to see you in a lot of other future sessions, maybe someday, someplace else, maybe on LinkedIn, maybe on another tuition that I'm teaching, sometime on my YouTube channel, or maybe within Scalar. I hope to see you all. I hope to stay connected. And I would love to find you all on my LinkedIn. Please follow. I sometimes post about tech. And with that being said, thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much for coming into this session and taking out the time. I hope you all did do great. Take care. Bye bye. Have a good day and have a great weekend. Bye, everyone. Purva, ready to close if you are.
Thank you so much, Bipin. Thank you so much to everybody else who joined in the class. We are done with the class. We are done with sharing everything that was there. We just have a few polls that we wanted to do. If you want to connect with our career counselors, the poll is going to be active on your screen. I think there are still questions and a lot of personal questions at that, as Bipin said. A college, I'm from such and such background, I want to transition, etc., etc., etc. All of those questions and doubts will be addressed by the career counselors of data science scalar. I know that we were not able to take deep drill down into each and everybody's profile, understand about their experience. This task will be done by the career counselors. You can just ask freely about your apprehensions, about your questions, everything, and they'll be the one who will be getting in touch with you even after the session is done. So thank you so much for being in the class. Thank you so much for just being so interactive, so participative, and so respectful throughout. We will be we'll be wrapping up the session now. We have shared the certificate link. We'll also be sharing it on the WhatsApp community. If you have not yet joined it, I'll just share it once more for everybody's convenience. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, so this is the link. I have shared it once more, and I hope that I see you guys in some of the other classes. And yeah, hope I just have a great weekend ahead. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye.